There is a quiet grief that comes from growing but not stopping to see it. Not because nothing changed, but because you were moving too fast and you didn't recognize it. So today is about staying in that growth phase and recognizing your growth. Good morning, I'm Ellie, and today we are talking about growth, and we are focusing on this year's growth and how much we grew, but also um, recognizing all the growth that we didn't even notice up to now. So mm, stay tuned, and we'll talk about this in this video. So, real growth isn't comfortable. It costs habits, it costs identities, it even costs people sometimes. So, if this year asked you to let go of who you thought that you had to be, that matters. And so that's why I'm telling you that you should ask yourself, what did I have to release this year in order to become who I am now? Okay, so this is the question that opens this video. And let the answer be honest. You don't have to pretend anything. It's you with you. Okay, so you're talking to yourself, you're simply reflecting. So there is no need to have a perfect answer or simply create a false one, because you need to be real with yourself, because you can't lie to yourself. Okay, so most of your growth happened when no one was watching. And that is so true. If you think about it, all our growth becomes actually growth when there are no people that are helping us, and we have to do it by ourselves. So many times, this is so true. Then it's also true that we like rely on other people and company and friendship and whatever. This social support is very important, and often we need it, okay, to grow, and that's fundamental. But many times, how many times did you have to be by yourself to grow? I personally faced it so many times. So every time that I need to really grow, I'm alone, because I have to understand things, understand my lessons by myself first, and then maybe I can share them with others. But in the right moment, when the growth happens, when the phase changes, when something shifts, I'm alone and I have to face it all alone. So some moments where you choose not to react, not to abandon yourself, not to repeat what once felt familiar, that effort deserves recognition, deserves to be honored, even if no one applauded, even if it wasn't a social, appearance, even if it wasn't something, big or great, or you didn't save a life, or you didn't do anything big, anything great, anything that people recognize, but you have to recognize it by yourself, because it's something that you did, that you made, and you achieved your growth, and you have to recognize it, because we don't need external approval and recognition. We need ourselves. We need to recognize what we did, what we were able to do and to achieve and to manage, because that's how we grow. And growing needs recognition, because if you don't recognize your growth, yeah, well, essentially you're so underestimating yourself, then you don't even grow. Okay, you stay stuck in that phase, in that situation, in that space you're in right now, and you never grow. So recognition is a fundamental, very important part of growth. Maybe after maybe after a period of growth, but also before it. Okay, understanding that, okay, in the next few months I will be growing so much and getting ready to grow, that puts you in the right mindset and in the mindset of growth. Okay, so every day is a chance to grow, is a chance to change and to improve, and that's how we should live. Okay, not just stuck in this reality, not waiting for anything to change, simply okay, accepting everything without seeing the growth behind it. So yeah, I think that growth is a mindset, first of all, and we need to recognize it, and we need to learn how to have a growth mindset mm, to live out all every day of our life with a different perspective, okay, a different point of view. If you don't witness your own growth, your nervous system stays in the survival mode, and it always waits for the next proof, okay? So the next change in the outside, in the external world, in the external reality. But today, offer yourself this moment. Place your hand on your chest, on your heart, and say, I see how hard I tried. I see how much I changed. And let that land in your body, not just in the mind. Feel it in your body, feel it in your system, and believe in it, because obviously you have to believe in what you say in order for it to be useful and to change something. That also works with affirmations. If you say something but you don't believe it, it's very hard for it to change something and to actually be true and shift something in yourself. So today you don't need to become more to deserve what's next, to deserve change, to deserve to improve. Growth integrates when it's felt, as I said before, not when it's chased, but when it's felt, when you feel everything while you're experiencing it, and feel it deeply, integrate it while you're living, and asking yourself, what part of me needs acknowledgement before I move forward? So listening to yourself and to every part of you that needs to be listened to, that needs to be acknowledged. Today, I want to pause for a minute. I feel like my videos are a sort of pause from this chaotic reality, chaotic world that brings us like outside, that brings us in the external reality, in that chaos. But today, and every video I make, are a chance to stop, to pause, to reflect, to come back to ourselves. You don't have to move in the new by dismissing what you survived, what you lived, the past, but you move forward by honoring it, by honoring your change, by honoring your growth, by honoring everything that you made, everything that you did, everything that you achieved, without feeling, superior or, arrogant, but simply acknowledging who you are, how you changed. I know that I changed so much this year, and that's why I understand that the progress that I made, the effort that I made every day. And that's important. It's not feeling, better than anybody, better than other people, but better than yourself, your past self. And that's important because then you can really see how much you are growing and how much you grow every day, every year. Because every year is different. Every year has and brings a different energy. And you are in a different phase of your life, in a different energy. And you have different goals to achieve, not only physically, but also energetically. And every year has different mission, okay? So if you can really honor the mission of the past year, then you can acknowledge that and also acknowledge the mission for the next year. So this Christmas and this, holiday season, just take some time to reflect, to meditate, and to stay inward, to stay in yourself and listen to yourself, acknowledge your growth, your change, and how many beautiful things you did this year. And let's start with this perspective, with this growing, mentality and mindset, with this growth approach. And it's 100% working. Like, if you start with this growth mindset, then you will see the difference in your life. And I hope that you can see it too, because I see it every day when I shift my mindset, when I shift the way I think. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope that you found it useful. And yeah, happy holidays, Merry Christmas to you all. And yeah, find the light within you, find the light in the world, and honor it and grow with it. Thank you. Bye.